A quick summary of the Chris Coleman murders. There's a lot to this case that's very interesting and infuriating. I highly recommend a deep dive. Chris Coleman was the head of security for Joyce Meyer, the famous evangelist. He had a pretty cushiony job that also fed his ego. He started getting threatening emails in the fall of 2008, as did Joyce and some of her family, which I'm sure isn't unusual for religious speakers. He also received a threatening letter in his home mailbox. In May of 2009 he called police and asked them to check on his wife, 31-year-old Sheri Coleman, and their sons, 11-year-old Garret and 9-year-old Gavin. He was at the gym and she wasn't answering her phone. He was on his way back. The cops arrived and found the basement window open. Upon entering they saw words like "punish" spray painted on the walls, and soon found Sheri, Garret, and Gavin had been strangled to death in their beds. After investigating, it was discovered the threatening emails had come from Chris' laptop, and the autopsies concluded they had been murdered before Chris had left for the gym. Chris had murdered them and spray painted the walls. They also learned he took the long way home from the gym. Sheri had told friends and family their marriage was on the rocks. He treated her terribly, and if something happened to her, Chris did it. They also discovered he'd been having an affair with his wife's best friend and wanted to be with her, but he couldn't keep his good job with a Christian ministry if he left his wife and children for another woman. So he started setting the stage by sending the threatening emails. He was found guilty of murdering them on the 2-year anniversary of their murders. Despite denying it and his defense attorneys claiming his laptop was hacked, the jurors probably would have gave him the death penalty, but he chose to let the judge decide, and the judge gave him life without parole. Another tidbit I'd like to add here is his parents throughout it all not only defended him and claimed he was innocent, but claimed Sheri was at fault if he was cheating. Something of the lines of "she must not have been doing her duty." I find the case so horrific and cruel and can't believe I hadn't ran across it before. Aside from Sheri not being pregnant and it being older, why do you think it's never brought up? It bothers me. Sheri, Garret and Gavin seem to be forgotten. In my opinion, he's high on the list of one of the coldest, haunting family annihilator cases I've come across.